We'll give you all of that coming up in just a little bit. For now, we're going to talk about another scent that makes family members run to the table. That's the smell of fresh baked bread.
Yes, GMT's Paige McCoy-Smith live this morning at the Great Harvest Bread Company in Plano to sample pumpkin spice and cinnamon burst bread. Yum. Hi, Paige.
Well, good morning to you and good morning, Texas. I wish there was a way that the aroma that I am smelling could somehow be seeped into your television so you could take a whiff. It's absolutely fantastic because I'm at the Great Harvest Bread Company here in Plano, joined by the proprietor of this establishment. This is Logan Despain, to tell us all about it. Let me know a little bit about the history of the Great Harvest Bread Company.
Yeah, Great Harvest was started about 40 years ago. A young college couple up in Montana started baking bread to get their way through college. We've been open here about 3 years. We bake fresh, real, made from scratch breads, sweets, sandwiches. We grind our own wheat here in our bakery. It's really good stuff.
Yeah, there was a line basically to the door a little bit earlier today. This is a very, very popular joint, but I want our viewers to have an opportunity to get an inside glimpse of how the whole process begins. So let's start at the very beginning, if you will, and tell us what our viewers are going to be seeing right now.
Well, right now you're going to be looking at our mill. This is where we mill our wheat berries on our giant mill. There's actually two stones in there. One is a runner stone that's moving really fast. The other's a bed stone, and the wheat falls between those stones and it gets crushed and pushed out to the edges of the stones, and we turn it into flour, which we then use in our bread. And it's real important to use that fresh flour to preserve the nutrients and the taste.
The taste. I can't wait to get to the taste. But before we get to the taste, the next thing that we do with the flour is, of course, you've got to mix it. You've got a giant mixer here.
We do.
Let's look at a little bit at this process. How does this work?
Yeah, this is our mixer that we mix all of our sweets and our breads on. We've got our pumpkin chocolate chip here that we're just finishing up, adding in a few extra chocolate chips.
Pumpkin chocolate chip?
Yeah, pumpkin chocolate chip. We make a bread and a muffin out of that. This time of year, we can't even keep it in stock, but this mixer mixes anything that you want. We even make our own fresh butters on it.
Wow, it looks fantastic. And that dough, as it starts to get prepared, I know that the next step is the kneading. Before we get to the kneading, though, I want to say hi to Brandon and Brooke. Those are your two kids.
Yep.
Hi, Brandon and Brooke. We're going to be kneading some bread. So we're going over here to the kneading process. We've got some other folks that are kneading. Is there kind of an art to the whole knead, if you will?
There really is. There's a science between the mixing of the bread, and then there's also an art. You want to get it to the right consistency. You want to make sure you have the right amount of flour in it, and you want to get those gluten strands really strengthened to get the good quality and shape of the bread.
All right, so you just kind of can just
so you take it, you push it down in the middle there, and you're going to kind of fold it, grab it from the top, and pull it down. There you go. And we call this our taco fold.
Okay.
And we're going to flip it 90 degrees.
Mine looks different than yours.
You'll get there in just a second here. Do that again. Just push down in the middle, reach with your fingers, and what we're doing is we're stretching the top here. We're getting a real good shape.
All right.
We're going to just get that bread to be real firm and good quality. So
I'd love to stay doing this, but we don't have much time, so I'm going to move on down here because I want to get as close to the tasting process as possible. So once you do the kneading, then of course you put it in these racks, and this is where the breads rise, and then ultimately we do the baking process, and that's where all that fantastic, those wonderful aromas. We've got some breads in the oven right now. What are you baking right now?
Well, right here you're going to see a loaf of our cranberry orange, and the next shelf coming up are our cinnamon burst. This is a really popular bread that makes a great French toast even.
Yum, yum. So how long does the bread take to cook?
The bread takes anywhere from about 40 minutes to an hour and 20, depending on the bread.
All right.
Our oven is pretty large. We can fit up to 240 loaves in it at a time.
Wow. All right. So finally, the wait is over, for me at least, is we get to finally taste. How many different types of varieties of breads do you have?
At any given time, we probably have 10 to 15. We do a lot during the holidays as well.
I would imagine. What's your best seller?
Our #1 best seller is our honey whole wheat. And you see we're almost already sold out of it this morning there.
Holy cow.
But it's real popular.
All right. So now I get to finally sample. You not only bake breads, it looks like you have cookies here as as well,
We do
and a full menu.
That's exactly right. We do lots of sweets. We do sandwiches, salads, soups.
Yum.
And everyone that comes in our door, we give a free slice of bread or a free piece of a sweet to.
You must have a really fun job.
We do. We really have fun here.
Yeah, but you almost took my bread.
I thought you were offering it to me, but I'm going to let you eat it.
I'm not going to. But definitely you want to come by and check this out. Again, this is the Great Harvest Bread Company here in Plano. For people who want to get more information online, where should they go?
Website is greatharvestplano.com. Has all our information for the upcoming holidays and all the goodies that we bake.
All right, you got to come in and try some of their fantastic pumpkin spice. I appreciate this tour.
Thanks for coming.
All right,
Paige.
I'll send it back inside to you in the studio.
All right,